7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin transmission.
Welcome to What Noir Radio.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. It's so nice to see you again. Now, if you are a returning member, thank you so much. If you're a new person, I am your host, Alistaire, and I'm co-hosted by...
Beefy, your shit talking squirrel friend.
Now, Beefy, we always say this is a safe space to talk about anything and everything, and it's important to keep an open mind. Otherwise...
Just get the fuck out, man. Just go.
Exactly.
I mean,
And
maybe
you know what?
maybe stay for like 30 seconds. Give us the view, then you can go.
And
Don't
give us
forget
a
to
like.
hit that like button on the way out. Yeah. Don't let the like button hit
Yeah.
you with the good Lord split you.
Just the like button on the way out. So funny. Well, here's the thing. The reason why it's important to say that is because you can't please everybody. Someone's always going to get offended, and someone's always not going to like something that you do. So expecting to put your worth in somebody else's point of view is just a recipe for disaster. So everybody come in here with an open mind and expect to be offended one time at a time. That's it, right?
Yeah, agreed. It's not an attempt to drive people away. It's
Right.
really a message of
Disclaimer.
caution to people who might come into this podcast with preconceived notions about what this show might be or who we are. Really, it's like you say, it's a space where we talk about anything and everything.
Anything. Is that how I say it? Anything, everything.
Yeah, that's how you say it every week. This is a space where we talk about anything and everything. I am Alistaire Insecure.
Insecure. All right, let me say hello to our people who are here. So we had Just Jonesy, hello. Hello. Alicia, hello. Booba, hello. And anybody else that comes in. So, Beefy, today we have an interesting
Oh
topic.
man, there's some asshole Beefy has anxiety in the chat. What a
Yeah.
loser.
Yeah, such a squirrel with those teeth, right? Today's
Those
story is
teeth.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
I was just laughing with those teeth. Yeah, look
Yeah,
at
the
them.
teeth. Yeah,
Look at those
yeah. Look at them.
teeth.
I think that's something I mentioned to you when we first met about how like the position of the mouth of this squirrel is super funny. It's like
very
this.
teeth forward. Yeah. Have you ever seen a
Right.
squirrel, like an actual squirrel's teeth?
No, but I've seen rodents' teeth, so I'm assuming it's the same.
Yeah, it's
They're like years old. It's very orange,
Yeah.
and like this.
you
right?
got it. Yeah. It's not as orange
Yeah.
as like a beaver. Like if you have seen a beaver's teeth, they have like orange, like a pumpkin teeth. And that's
Oh,
actually
really?
a chemical that makes the teeth stronger. They have to chew
Oh.
on bark. Otherwise, their teeth grow, like so far, they can grow into their lips and stuff. But squirrels,
Oh,
they have a
wow.
similar thing where they
didn't-
have to chew, but they don't have the same proteins from the bark. So,
I did not know. I totally thought the orange was just natural tartar buildup. I had no idea that it's Mother Nature making it orange. Look at that. Well, welcome to Pack Nation, where you learn about science too.
we are
Mhm.
on Pack Nation. We're on Block
Oh,
Noir
sorry.
Radio.
I can't.
Robot mode over
That's
here.
really cool. Oh, la. Look, anyway. So today's story is very interesting. I'll tell you why it's interesting. Because it speaks on a platform
Bubba
of...
says, "Pray you never get bit by a squirrel. They hurt." Well, don't ever get in my bad
You've been
side.
bitten by a squirrel before, Bubba. How the hell does that happen?
It's your
What were you
rabies
doing?
shot.
Trying to
Oh my
catch it.
God, only that's a good
Why were you
question.
trying to
Yeah,
catch it?
they're so
Why were you trying to
timid. Like,
catch
how
it,
would you?
Bubba?
Yeah, how would you? You'd have to be trying to catch one to get
And
bit.
how
Like,
the
you had
hell
to
did you manage to catch one? You must be really fast.
You'd have to
Or
have
like...
one like in your hands.
Yeah. Bubba, elaborate. Okay, so while you elaborate, let's start, because today's story is... we have a lot to cover. And it's about a nasty criminal, but it speaks of a moral of the story, which I think, Biffy, you're not a parent, but I think parents, we can all somewhat not understand, but it plays into the fear of you never know who you're leaving your kid with. And frankly, who can I really trust if I cannot trust my spouse, or at the very least, my significant other? So let's start. On July 10th of 2020, there was a disappearance that occurred here in the United States. A 10-year-old
Oh,
girl.
for anybody that might be confused, by the way, Alistaire is handling the true crime today. So exciting change in the algorithm for us. Yeah, we're gonna get the Alistaire bump in views for the week.
Hi, Elena. How are you? So
Sorry, didn't
July
interrupt you.
10th, it's okay. It's okay. July 10th, 2020, there was a disappearance that occurred in the United States that was quite significant because it was a 10-year-old girl and she gathered national attention. I remember actually what I was doing when I first heard the news. I was cooking. That never happens, but I was cooking and I had the TV playing in the background. And so naturally, when a kid disappears, when you make the 911 phone call, authorities try to contact family members. And so the mother of the child
So wait
was
a minute. Sorry to
cooperating.
interrupt you again, but did you actually receive? Like, are you in this area? Did you actually receive an Amber Alert?
No. It was on TV. It was on TV.
Okay,
So
gotcha. Yeah.
it just got media attention. It was on every news station. It was literally everywhere when it occurred because the Amber Alert was released when the mother Aisha was called in, and she was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" And in the process of her cooperating with the authorities, she told the cops, like, "Listen, my daughter went and spent time with her step brother at the house of the girlfriend of her stepfather. I don't understand what happened." And so naturally, the cops turn around to the other grown up of the room and ask him, "Henry, what happened to your daughter?" And Henry couldn't quite give a solid answer. Now, I know exactly where my kid is at all times. I know exactly where she is and what she's supposed to be doing. There's no and there's none of that if you ask me where's Olympia is. So naturally, when you ask a parent where is your child, and they can't give you a straight answer, or there's other I'm not sure, it becomes very suspicious, and that's exactly what happened. So before we go any further, Beefy, what's your take so far on that?
So so this guy Henry is the stepfather to this girl that goes missing, basically.
Correct.
And the mom
originally,
says, okay, so just
what
so I
happened to my
understand,
kid?
right? The mother says, "Where's my daughter?" And the stepfather says, "I don't know where she is."
So pretty much that's what happened. So the kid allegedly disappears, and he calls her and says, your daughter is missing. And she goes, "What do you mean my daughter's missing? My daughter's with you." So the authorities get
Oh,
involved, and in the conversation with the authorities, she mentions, "I don't understand. There's no way she could have gone. She was spending time with her stepbrother at the house of the girlfriend of a stepfather." And so naturally the police turns around to the stepfather, "Where's your kid?" And he
yeah.
couldn't give a straight answer. And so by de facto, suspect number one.
Yeah, right from the get, without even having any evidence.
Right
He's
from the
looking.
get, well, that thing is so hard. Like, you don't know where your kid is, like no
Sussy
what the hell's
Baka,
going
right from
on.
the jump.
Exactly. Now, the video we're going to play, because we have some videos for you today, and the video we're going to play is the moment when the cop arrives and addresses not only Henry but also the mom. But I want you to pay attention to the cop calling Henry by his first name. Mind you, this is the first time the police comes in contact with Henry. Go.
What's up, Henry? So when was the last time you saw her?
She was in the house.
Yeah, when was the last time you saw her?
9:30.
Last night?
9:30.
Okay. Okay.
Went down.
Okay. When was the last time you saw her?
She was in the bed when I woke up.
She was in the bed?
Yeah.
When you went to bed last night? Okay.
And This is crazy, man. This is like, you know what I'm saying? I know she fucking going fucking hysterical, big brother.
Yeah. DIN.
KINS.
Your date of birth, Henry?
August 2nd, 72.
Is this your home address?
No,
What's your address?
it's down by Ralston Carina.
I just.
Yeah, I just know that.
You don't know your
I don't know the
address?
full address.
Do you know your phone number?
Hell no, I don't even know that either. I swear to God, I don't.
Henry, you don't know where your daughter is. You don't know your address. You don't know your phone number.
For real. So I'm finna
So,
give it to you now.
Sorry, I hate to pause, but I'm having the same reaction the cop is. So you didn't even check on her this morning. You don't know your own address. You don't know where she is. You don't know your phone number. He's not even really concerned. He's like pounding up with this guy. You know, there's no
Exactly.
sense of urgency to this. There's no like I'm trying to put myself in the position of, and again, I know nothing about this beyond the fact that obviously Henry Dinkins is our suspect, but I'm trying to put myself in the position of I'm watching my brother's child. So this is basically my nephew or niece. And this I wake up and this child is gone. What? I would be
Yeah.
in my mind. I couldn't even describe the amount of guilt, and like it would be this swirling combination of guilt and hysteria and like trying to explain, but at the same time trying to gather information. It would be like just like those two things would just be at odds with themselves. I would be a fucking mess.
Right.
All right. Sorry to just keep interrupting.
No. You think I'll be lying, but
Well, no, it's just it's kind of.
because I don't call myself.
I know, but you got to know your number. You got to know your address.
Everybody knows their
I don't-
number.
So this is your girlfriend's address here?
It's just a friend.
Okay.
Okay, here go my phone right here.
Okay. What was she last wearing?
In the bed.
What you have on, some shorts?
What color?
I don't remember. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't
What's her height and weight, you think?
She's a little taller than he is.
She's just
Okay.
She's a little taller than that. She's probably about like this.
Okay. What's her hair look like?
she had
Brownie,
dreads. Long.
dreads.
Long.
Long and dreads hair?
Yep.
Like shoulder length or
Down.
middle of the back?
Down here.
Okay. Mid back, dreads. Right? Is that how we would
Yes.
label that?
Yes.
She had shorts on.
Did she still had a white
So
She had that long.
Did you want me to keep playing?
okay. Did you pause it, Beefy?
Yeah.
I think it's at the 3-minute mark, right? 3-minute 39.
It's at 3:54. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So what we just heard there, obviously. What we just heard there, obviously, is that the cop called him Henry by first name. Beefy, why do you think that is?
He's trying to buddy up to him. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Henry, how's it going? I know what's going on
He
here.
calls
I'm
you by your
informed."
first name. Oh, hello, Beefy.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, man? You know, it's almost like an
Beefy,
investigator.
you're lagging a
detective.
little bit.
Oh, I am? I'm
I don't know
lagging?
if you talk.
Oh, no. Hang on. Let me maybe try closing the... Is that better? Oh, no. Is it me or is it Alistaire? I'm live, so I think it's Alistaire. Is it me? I'm live. All right. Well, apparently Alistaire dropped out here for a second. I'm going to give him a chance to come back here. Let's take a look at a little more of this as we wait for him to jump back on. Oh, there he is.
Was it me or was that you?
There we go. I think it was you.
Was it me? Okay. All All right, so sorry
That's
about
okay.
that. Technical difficulties. So to pick up where we left off really quickly. So the
Oh,
reason why
real quick, while we have a break here, I should have done this while you were gone. Sorry, but Katie's in the house, and Alicia's saying that I know where my kids are even when I'm locked out.
Yes.
Lucy's here. I love how mom gave him zero tolerance on the. Okay, so people actually know part of the story already. They're just chiming in.
Yeah. No.
John Bubba's saying red flags are flying high. Ooh, Spooky Gnome's in the house. What up, Spooky?
Hi, Spooky.
Using the first name to establish a bond on a personal level, put on ease. Yeah, so he's like you were saying, an interrogation when the detective comes in and tries to sidle up, like the detective in the Daryl Brooks case. He's like, man, bitches be crazy, right? Whoop, whoop, like, sticking his arms up. It's like,
Right.
what are you doing here?
I think that's good. I think that's a good guess because it works. But actually, for this particular case, the reason why he's calling by first name is because he's known. He's a registered sex offender of the worst kind.
Oh.
So when he calls, he pops up in a database. When he's like, "Oh, hello, who's talking? My name is Henry such and such." He comes up because he called 911. That is correct, Elena. He called 911, and that's how they also find out. Oh, wait a minute, you were supposed to register as a sex offender, and that's why he didn't want to give his address. Not because he didn't remember.
Oh, interesting.
Exactly, because he already committing so many problems. He's a registered sex offender who did not register when he moved, because when you're a registered sex offender, you have to report your new address within 5 days of moving. And that's why he didn't recall the address. And furthermore, the nature of his sex offense is a third-degree sex offender. I don't know if you know what that means. That's like brutal penetration. That's what it means.
We don't need to go into the details of it.
Yeah. No, because actually there's different degrees. There's first, second, and third degree.
Yeah, I was about to say there's a first and a second degree murder. I don't need to know what the details are behind a third degree. There is no third degree murder. I don't need to know what a third degree sexual. I don't need to know those details.
All right, but I think it's important, and I'll tell you why it's important, because it puts in question, at least for me, I would not be sending my daughter to spend the night at a third degree sexual offender person. That's just my opinion, but that was
my first question when I heard that is, what is the mom thinking sending the daughter to a sex offender's house?
Exactly.
I get it's like her quote unquote family. Is he a blood relative? He's a stepfather.
So he's not. He's a stepfather of Breasia, but he is the father. So they share a child together. So in her mind, she might be thinking, well, we have a kid together. I'm sure she's safe because she's considered like a daughter to him. So I think I can kind of overlook that piece of information.
Wait, hold on. I'm getting confused now. So they're together? They're together?
Right. So the mother of Breasia is with Henry Dinkins, who is the father of her other child.
So why is she sending her to Henry's house? What, they don't live together?
No, so she sent her daughter Breasia to spend time with her step brother.
Okay.
And the step brother, who happened to be the son of Henry, so that's his stepsister, right? Stepsister, stepbrother. So they were spending time together at the house of the girlfriend of Henry.
Oh, there's all kinds of tea and backstory here. Yeah, we're going back and forth.
Yeah, which is very important. But yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces. But to go back again to when the cop was asking about the phone number, the address, we already established why he didn't want to give his address, not because he forgot, because he didn't want to be called out of the fact that he didn't register. But as far as like the height, the weight of the daughter, and all these shenanigans, suspect all over the place. He is not frazzled. He is not worried. If anything, he's upset at the fact that people are yelling at him. And
he's not forthcoming with this information. Like I said,
exactly.
Trying to put myself in this position, and I would just be not only trying to aid in the investigation, I would be trying to pull from the police officer, like, what can we do here? Like, how how can we together try and fix this situation? Whereas
Right.
we're getting like block from him, like he's trying to intercept this almost.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, before we play this next clip, I want you to pay attention to the son, because the son is also relatively calm, but there's no fault to him, but just pay attention to the son.
I'm going to ask you to who have you called? What doors have you knocked on?
I don't know these people out here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I called her.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And she told me she was at work. At first, I was riding around looking. And then me and my son started riding around looking.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then,
So how long ago did you? Has it been an hour?
It's been a couple hours.
Couple hours?
Couple hours.
Okay.
Couple hours.
Have we called grandmas? Have we called cousins?
That's what I just asked. She the one. I don't know all that. She knows all that. She
Okay.
knows all that, not me.
Okay. Do we have a picture?
She does.
Okay.
Yeah. She got the picture, bro.
Who's the girl that lives here? Andrea? What's Andrea's last name? Culberson.
He need a picture of her.
You don't have nothing with you right now. Okay, that's fine. Have we called family?
I've called everybody. I have my
Okay.
uncle out riding around. My mom's on her way out here. My
We've been
friend's on their way
everywhere.
out
We've
here.
been every
Okay.
fucking way.
And she's gonna be with a friend inside some apartment.
That's
most
why I
likely.
just said I'm gonna still look.
Okay.
We don't know anybody out here. So that's the
Yeah.
thing. She would have never.
How many?
She would have never. First of all, she would have never woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning. She would have never.
What you mean?
She
8 o'clock in the
I'm
morning.
just saying.
That ain't what I
She
said. I
definitely
never
was- I
said.
know
Hey,
you
guys,
didn't say that.
this isn't the time to fight.
Exactly. I don't give a fuck about you walking,
Man,
nigga.
listen,
You
man.
lost her though.
How did I fucking lose?
Because you was watching her, Henry. What the fuck do you mean?
But hey,
I'm gone, sir. Come on, D.
listen to me.
Fuck that. I'm gone.
Well, you guys gotta come together right now. This isn't a time to fight about it.
Wow.
Yeah. So you see, he's completely disconnected. He's not interested to hear anybody else's point of view, and the mom is reacting rightfully. You can even see in her body language she is completely frazzled. She's containing her frustration to the point where she can't no more. Like N-word, you lost her though. Which
I would be
completely right.
screaming at this guy. It's not even
Yeah.
his kid. Like that's the layer to this that I think doesn't come across as clearly. Just on its face is that this is not this man's daughter. Like this is just for him this is a nuisance. Like he just wants to be alone with his son.
Yeah.
And stepdaughter's here. She's not my kid. Go to her. She's the mom. Whatever. No, dude. You had her. You had the girl. You were responsible for her. You're the last one that saw her. You're also stepfather here. You need to be stepping up. Like, I'm sorry, bro, that you don't want to be involved in this. Too fucking late. And
Too late.
His attitude in this isn't only a red flag as far as an investigatory standard is concerned.
Yeah.
It's really, really speaking a lot to his character as a person.
As a person. Exactly. And one of the reasons why she may seem reluctant to raise her voice or to be outwardly is because of his behavioral problems. So I think what she's trying to do there is there's the bigger picture her daughter is missing, and she does not want to get into a kerfuffle because he has tendency, and he's done it before, to get into altercations physically and of course verbally. So the mom has only one focus in her mind is, where is my kid? How do I find my kid? And she has hope. And her hope is maybe my kid is out there on the street, lost. And so in her mind, she's not even giving him the time of the day. That's probably why she's not super outwardly upset at him. All she wants is to go and start looking for her kid.
I have
Now,
a couple of questions here.
Yeah.
Is there a history? Is there a history of domestic violence between these two?
there's a history of they don't mention the type of the abuse, but they do mention that there's a history of abuse. They don't tell you if
Okay.
it's verbal or physical. If you read
Because you're
between the
almost
line, yeah,
yeah, you're almost getting like wafts of that energy between the two. Like the second she
yeah,
even starts to get accusatory, he's just immediately shutting it down. We're seeing like how somebody who might put somebody in that cycle of abuse and where
yeah,
they're controlling them, how quickly they're able to shut it down. You know, like we always compare everything to Daryl Brooks, but it almost is Daryl Brooks like in the way he's just able to, you know, you see him just throwing his
yeah,
hands up and whopping his keys at her immediately the second she's like, it's your fucking fault. You know what I mean? And
right,
so, you know, again, I think this again speaks to their pre-existing relationship. But I think an important part to mention in this is the tone of where the search is at this point. Like even the cop is kind of
correct,
saying she's probably just in one of the apartments. That would almost kind of be like where my mind is
correct,
at this point. Like I wouldn't be thinking
correct,
murder and kidnap. I'm just thinking like, oh,
correct,
she's hiding out at a friend's house. She didn't want to be with stepdad, so she went to
correct,
go hiding under a car somewhere. Like,
correct. Or
oh
play hide and
man.
seek. Some kids at that age have imaginary friends, right? She was known to be creative. It could be any sort of things, but you're right. The statistics say that most of the time it's not murder or kidnapping. Most of the time, there's just generally lost within the vicinity, so they have to start looking right away. That is
Oh,
very
Elena
true.
brings up a good point here. So she says the little boy knows something. Oh man, we're going
Oh
like John
yeah,
Benet
good job,
Ramsey
man.
with it here.
Good job. You paid attention to my little note. And the reason why I
Yeah.
said pay attention to the boy is if you notice the moment the mother gets involved, he just keeps quiet. He doesn't say anything else. If you compare contrast to when the mom is not involved, he is chatty and talking to the cops and interacting with the father. But the moment the mom comes into the picture, he's not as involved. And it's almost as if he doesn't want to give something away. Something in there that's a little bit like my brain picked it up too, like, that's kind of odd. Your sister's lost. You were together. You're very chatty. Mom is around, but you're not chatty anymore. Is mom abusive? I don't know. But that particular detail also struck my little brain here when I saw that. So good job, Elena. Good job. All right. Um, so far,
Hey, Credence and Mikey
Credence,
in the house.
Mikey.
They are a huge YouTuber. Welcome in, man. Thanks for coming to our podcast here
Hello,
today.
Credence.
Y'all, if
Yeah.
anybody doesn't know, Credence and Mikey, they're a massive, massive YouTuber in the Zoom court sphere. Thanks for popping in. Make sure you like and sub to their channel.
Thank you for popping in, Credence and Mikey. So far, what do we have? So we have this daughter who's gone missing, and the police is coming around and be like, okay, look, I don't know what's going on. Clearly, give me the update, but they can't get any information out from either party. The mother is not around, so obviously she doesn't know what's going on. The person who is the responsible parent, allegedly, is the one that we're looking to get information from, and he's not divulging anything at all, anything of substance. So what does the cop do? The cop has to do something, right? So we're going to play this next clip, and then to show you a little bit what the cop does, I want you to pay attention to the surrounding of the surrounding of what's his name? Jenkins.
Henry
Yes.
Dinkins.
Go ahead. Play.
Sorry about that. So just so I can get this straight, so you pick them up from Aisha's, you go to Vince's house, they play with the kids. Then you head up to Andrea's house. Okay. Did you go to your trailer at all? No. Okay. And then so you guys go there. You said the kids shower and they get ready for bed, and they sleep in Andrea's room, in the same bed together. Yep. And then you and Andrea. And then at one point you leave in the night. How many hours do you think was between when you first got there and then you left the apartment? Okay. Yeah, around. And so then you leave, but is everyone still in those same like kind of areas when you leave?
No, when I was there.
When you left?
Yeah, when I left, ain't nobody came out of no room.
Yeah, everyone was.
Everybody was still, situated. Notorious was before I left. Notorious was still playing the game, and I went in there, and he said he was done playing the game, so I turned the TV off, and he went to sleep. And then, what I'm saying? I went in the living room. Sat around for a while, bored. You know what I'm saying? Left, came back. You know what I'm saying?
How long were you gone for?
I don't know, probably I assume 45 minutes to an hour, 30 minutes. I don't know, somewhere around there.
Okay, and then you come back, and then kind of what do you do when you get back?
Nothing.
Nothing. Did you like just go to bed, or did
No,
you
I wasn't.
stay in the living room?
I was in the living room. I wasn't even
Okay.
tired.
Yeah.
But I got when I was there, you know, so I periodically checked on them, make sure they was good in there, because we had the air conditioner on, so I unplug it because it gets too cold.
Okay.
So I pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I realized that, and it's kind of odd because I never known Bree to ever leave, ever. You know what I'm saying? Never, ever leave. I never. It was just odd. You know what I mean? And when I realized it, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I went looking around. Then when I came back, Andrea was up. She like, what's wrong? I'm like, man, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I was freaking out a little bit. So she like, I'm like, man, I'll talk to you in a minute. I'll talk to you in a minute. I'll talk to you in a minute. I gotta figure this shit out. And you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want her stressing. You know what I'm saying? So, and then when I came back, I grabbed Dink. You know, and I'm like, man, he like, Dad, where is Bree? I said, I don't know. He's like, and then we rolled around, and then I text his mom. When I text his mom,
I hate to pause, but he just sounds nervous as fuck. Like he's stammering all over his. You can literally hear like his heart beating out of his throat. Like it's almost like you can hear the heartbeat in the way he's like he almost sounds winded. You know what I mean? Like he can't get his words out over his gas. You know, you get what I'm trying to say? Are you muted? Yeah, you're muted, man.
Sorry about that. Yeah, he's putting a lot of filler words, and so usually what that means is that he is trying to think faster than he's trying to speak to give the illusion that he's being honest. There's something we all do. I mean, we do it right here. This is a filler to give your brain enough time to think of something to say, for things to appear fluid. Now, in the case of a podcast, it's fine. In the case of a murder, suspect.
Yeah, the stakes are so high. I can only imagine. It's also part of their investigatory tactics, right? They're trying to keep him talking.
Exactly.
Yeah, get him committed to his story. That way he doesn't have time to sit and think of alternate realities to what's actually going on. Yeah, very true. Well said.
Yeah.
she was at work, and she was like, I'm like, hey, Bree's missing. She's like, well, stop playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with me, Henry. So I'm like, man, no, I'm not playing. I'm for real. And she was like, um, stop playing with me. I said, look, man, I'm not playing. So I gave Dink the phone. Dink told her, like, Mom, you know, we don't know where she at. So then he handed me the phone back, and I'm like, I got to talk to him. Like, man, your mom mad at me. He said, Dad, I don't understand why mom mad at you. You know, you haven't done nothing. I'm like, I mean, but I'm still responsible. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, don't know what to say or do. You know. So then me and her met up, and she was like,
you and Aisha met up?
Yeah.
Where
at Burger King.
Okay.
And Aisha was like really upset. And I said, you know what I'm saying? I understand how you coming. I feel what you're saying right now, but you know, you stressing out right now. It's not gonna help us out right now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We have to figure this shit out, you know. So I was like, well, you're responsible, you know, and it made me feel so fucking bad because, you know, I am responsible. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I just, like I said, I was like lost.
Go ahead and pause for me.
I didn't know what to say to her. I was.
Real quick before you jump in here, Kate brings up a good point that the cop is so incredibly patient. I wouldn't know how to tolerate all those lies. I'm almost
Correct.
kind of wishing he would jump in a little bit more and not give him so much room to, like you said, and stammer all over himself, to give him so much time in
Right.
between what he's saying to try and come up with this story. I mean, even though he's just kind of relaying what probably is true, like how he told his wife or whatever and found out that she was, well, not found out that she was missing, but you get my point, is that this part of the story isn't a far reach for him, right? He's not like grasping at straws trying to come up with something at this point. But even still, you see seasoned interrogators, and they're constantly jabbing and interrupting and prodding and poking. And what do you
Right.
mean by that? Where were you here? You said this.
Right.
It's like a constant back and forth. And he's really giving Henry here like the rope to kind of hang himself. And I think that's kind of where we're going.
Yes. So partially it's because they at this point they had absolutely nothing. The mother didn't know what was going on because she was not the parent on duty, and he was not divulging anything at all. So literally it was carte blanche. And so when the cop sat there and allowed him to speak, they wanted to get an idea of really what happened. And frankly, it's very simple. A kid is lost. What happened the night before? What happened this morning? And what happened in the late morning? Very easy, very simple. They couldn't get a simple answer from him. And that's why I believe they allow him to entangle himself in his words. He spoke for roughly about 5 minutes. What did he say? I'll tell you
Yeah,
what.
that's what. Nothing. Yeah, that was
Exactly.
my big takeaway from this whole thing. Is like, even just watching this, I'm as a spectator, I'm searching for that sense of urgency, and he's just, like I said, slowly kind of stammering. I talked to my boy.
There's not even anything the cops can go by. It's not even like, I heard a noise at night. I heard nothing. Nothing. And what that prompts the police to do is, all right, well, then it's going to make them look even more, because a kid is missing. I'm not getting anything from you. We need to figure out what happened to this kid. It's almost as if he thought by just pretending that she just vanished out of thin air and, like, I don't know where she is, that it would just go away. And this is where the narcissism kicks in. He didn't think that far ahead, because this next part, which you're going to press play, check this out.
Who else was moving around looking?
And Andrea.
Andrea's around looking?
No, walking around.
Walking around. Like walking around the apartment complex, or walking further?
Complexes. And then further. I don't know where else.
I just want to make a quick note here. You see the investigator here. He's taken his chair and he's positioned it even closer to him to kind of instill this sense of like looming fear, right? Everyone knows that it's part of investigatory tactics to put yourself between you and the suspect in the door, to make it feel like they have to physically and metaphorically get through the officer to get out of not only this interrogation, but the situation he's in. And so, we're seeing this progress, and, we don't know obviously where it's gone and where it's going, but, one would think as the interrogation goes through, there's getting more and more pressure added. And we're seeing this even with the body language, like you said, in the surroundings of the interrogation. Mm-hmm. This detective has switched his position to, he's almost looming over on top of him. You know what I mean? Like he's right in his face here. It's good to see him applying just good old, good old fashioned police work here. I like it.
Right. Oh, she walked in. She just told me she was walking around looking.
Gotcha.
Aisha mom was looking. Aisha auntie was looking. Aisha was looking. Aisha uncle. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people, bro.
Yeah, I got you.
So,
and so was there any texts going around like about this situation, or is it just the phone calls?
I think there was like one or two texts.
One or two texts,
if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. And so would you be fine if we downloaded the phone to have the call logs and the texts?
For what reason?
To corroborate everything here about the call logs and the text. It helps everyone out.
Download my phone.
To get the call logs to show that those calls were made at those certain times.
I can show you my phone. I can just show you my phone.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? You want to see? I can just show you my phone. I mean, I can just open up my phone and let you go on my phone.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
What's the passcode to your phone?
Just give me my phone and I'll open it up for you.
Okay. Will you open up right in front of me?
Right, yeah, I'll open it right here.
I hate to stop, but
No, you're supposed to stop. But go ahead. Yeah,
what's
that's
the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference? If you're just gonna give him your phone, give him your phone. Like, what's the difference between them downloading the data and you just giving them your phone? It's the same fucking thing.
So there is actually a big difference in his head.
Yeah.
In his head, because he's trying to
Control.
manipulate the situation. Now, at this part, because from as you saw from the buffer, right, he spoke for roughly an hour and the cop still didn't have anything. So the cop printed out the map of the apartment complex. They go, okay, we don't understand what the hell you're saying. Show me what you did. And that's why he was trying to show, I walk here, I walk there. And they still couldn't get anything out of him from that. So at that moment, the cop is like, all right, your kid is lost. I'm sure you called someone. I'm sure you texted someone. I'm sure you communicated with someone. And I want to see your phone log. And so he's nervous because as he spoke for hours, he mentioned of the people he called and what was said. And they just want to connect the dots. I just want to see if you call who you say you called and what you said. That's why he's nervous about, because there's a specific text that would incriminate him when he gets to the trial. So when we get to this last part, I want you to pay attention to how nervous he really becomes when the cop now brings the phone and is like, open this damn phone. Let me see everything you got to show me in there.
I mean, it's the very basics of police work of just doing due diligence to verify somebody's story that every detective has to do. But Bubba brings up a really good point here. It's like a page from The Art of War. If your enemy is making a mistake, don't interrupt them. And it's a good point, right? Like we talked earlier about, or at least I did, about how I was kind of getting frustrated about the cop just giving him all the room in the world to kind of, hum and haw over himself while there's a missing kid in the room. But, you provided the appropriate context that they just had nothing else to go on at this point. And so any information they're willing to give them at this point, they're just going to absorb like a sponge. And now we're seeing the shift in the interrogation, not only from an energy, but in a literal physical presence. The shift has taken to where he's now looming on top of him, pressuring him on what's going on, to even wanting to verify probably what this guy has just offered up to him on a silver platter by giving him the room to stammer and hum and haw and, I texted this person, I called this person. Yeah. Okay, show us your phone and let's see.
Yeah.
And from what you're saying, it sounds like that's going to become a pretty crucial part of the case. Yeah. So, well said there, Bubba.
That becomes very, very important in painting the picture of what happened to that girl.
Oh, they've got the phone now.
Well, that's what I asked.
No, I said I will open it for you.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to give you my password.
Okay. No, of course not.
I'll open it for you so you can look in my phone, but I'm not going to give you my password.
Okay. And then you're just going to lock it?
Yes, right after you finish looking. Yeah. I will let you look in there. I have no problem with you looking.
Okay.
That's something I don't have no problem.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. I don't mean to keep stopping, but this is so fucking obvious. It's immediately fucking see-through is what's going on. He has fucking deleted these texts, and he knows, probably from watching CSI or whatever, that they can plug that shit into the computer and recover those deleted texts. But he knows they can't do it with the guy just standing right here. They got to get the cord and whatever, and the cell phone expert's got to bring it to the computer. So that's why he's saying, no, you're not getting my password. You're not getting my phone because I deleted, text or whatever, get rid of the body or whatever it is,
Right. Now look. I don't remember.
No, fuck, shut up. Really? This guy doesn't know his address, doesn't know his phone number. He's now forgotten his fucking cell phone password. Get the fuck out of here.
My name is not even on my phone.
You recently got this phone too, though, right? Yeah.
Oh.
For a minute, but
I thought, just a new phone number?
Yeah. No, this number.
Because you said you didn't know it. That's what I was told.
I don't know my number. All I know is 72.
I don't know my number. I don't know my name. Where am I right now? Who's missing? What's going on?
Who's
Help!
missing? What's going
Help!
on? Where am
Help
I?
me!
What planet is this? Exactly.
Ah.
Them two sons. So, why you still watching? I don't want to open it, then, bro.
You know,
Not if you staring into me while I'm trying to
This
get
is
my number.
pathetic.
What I'm doing is I'm making sure that you're not going in and deleting anything. That's what my concern.
Why would I delete something?
You never know with guys. Trust me.
No.
It happens. It
I
happens.
mean, as soon as I open it, I'll give it to you.
Sounds good.
So you can look at it.
Yep.
All right. Question for you. Because
Go ahead.
I don't have all the context here, but just on a surface level, from what I've seen, this guy's being way too chummy with this guy right now. Like this is major red flag territory for me. If I'm an investigator, I'm getting in this guy's face. Like, what the fuck do you mean you don't remember your cell phone password?
Yeah.
Your stepdaughter's missing. Figure it the fuck out. And if you don't know it, give me the phone.
Exactly. So by that time, the cops knew already that he was suspect number one. So they needed to just go along to get as much information as possible because the goal is to get the kid back, hopefully alive. So by that moment, just as you say, it's so obvious, everybody there at the precinct knew that he was the person, enemy number one.
Yeah,
now,
an important context to this too. There are two well more seasoned detectives sitting on the other side of the mirror watching us like guilty. Yeah, just shaking their fucking head.
Exactly. Exactly. So and to make things even more incriminating for him is that he didn't think this through, which means that this was a spur of the moment. And on this next part, because I want you to play this next part, I believe that there's a hint as to the motive of why this tragedy happened.
I know you're doing your job. You know what I'm saying? And I know what you have to do. I know what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have no issues with that period. But these are my kids, bro. Mm-hmm. These are my kids. You know what I'm saying? These are mine. Yeah. I'm really like confused. Like, I wish I'd have been staying in my same state of mind where I was saying no all the time.
What do you mean by that?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Aisha, I blocked her where she couldn't even call me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's saying no. Because me and her have bad communication sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because of the person who she was talking to. You know what I'm saying? And it just caused a little but now she's not talking to that person no more. So it opened up our communication again. You know what I mean? So I mean,
anyone you can think of that would try to take Breasia?
Why? For what reason?
I don't know. I'm asking you. You know better than I would, right?
Yeah, really.
For what exactly?
Isn't that the question of the fucking hour?
Exactly.
Why would somebody take her?
So let me tell you exactly what you're 100% correct there. Don't press play yet because I want to play on something that he said. He said him and Aisha have had communication problems, and because it had to do with the person that she was dealing with, and that particular person happened to be the father of that little girl. So there's contention between the mother Aisha and him prior to Aisha giving birth to that little kid. And then that little kid spends the night at this man's house. Yes. And that kid disappears. So this is just speculation on my part, but I think that he had so much disdain for the union of Aisha and that man that he did not like, that resulted in that little girl, that when he saw that girl, all he saw was the contention between Aisha and him. And that's, in my opinion, probably one of the motives as to why he did what he did.
So it's almost like the little girl was a placeholder. A placeholder for not just his ex-wife, but the union between her and this new boyfriend, because it's their child, correct?
It's their child, pretty much, and they were never married.
So she is a physical and metaphorical representation of their union, and for that reason, he despises her.
He despises her, And he knows that in order to spite the mom, this would be the perfect way to spite her,
Oh,
because
man.
their contention goes way beyond just, I believe, 10 years. They've been on and off for quite a while, and it's complete dysfunction. And they don't mention the nature of the abuse, but there was abuse. Now, you could read between the lines, but nobody writes abuse when it's verbal. Nobody writes abuse when it's emotional. Usually, if there's abuse on a piece of paper, it usually means physical, right? So, yeah, this is not the best man. This is not the best stepfather. But you remember, he said in the thing, "Why would anyone do this?" And he laughed. He laughed because he knew exactly.
Yeah, there's the motive right there, and they have actually a term for this. It's called parental alienation, and it's very common
I did not
with
know.
couples who have children that are in and out of several relationships. So like exact situation like we're looking at here,
Wow.
where this couple has a kid and then she has another kid with
Somebody else.
spouse from other. Typically, you'll see it with like divorce where there's separation of what do they call it when kids come to visit, visitation rights. So kids will come over to see dad's house and he's calling mom B word, she's awful, she sucks. And then after a while it starts to be like brainwashing. Kid actually goes back to mom's house going, don't talk to me like that, dad said you're a B.
You're
But we're
a B.
seeing it manifest itself into such toxic levels where he's actually not just harming this kid, but has murdered her. It's horrifying.
Yeah. And also a quick thing here, because Katie did it too, mentioned something very important, is that he was parole in 2020 and the accident happened in July of 2020. Again, this is where well, you know what, I have a question for you and for all of you guys. I found out that I guess I have zero tolerance for I really have very low tolerance for criminals rehabbing themselves. I just find it very difficult to swallow the idea of a hard criminal having the ability to get out, even temporarily, because in my mind, okay, fine, we believe in second chances, but can you do it over there on the island with a wall around you? Like, I don't want that anywhere near me. And so, just like how Derek Brooks was bailed out, and then this is what happened, I have an issue with bail given to people who are hard criminals. I don't know. I have an issue with that. I guess you
I
could call
think there
me
are real problems with our criminal justice system. I say all the time that our criminal justice system is almost as bad as our healthcare system, and it really is true. They are two monumental systems that are fundamental in the way America operates, that are just fundamentally broken. Like they do not work, and we're just continuing on, blind at the steering wheel with these horrible operations that there are like baffling amounts of statistics to prove that they do not work, and yet we are still employing them. And my first question would think to what you're saying is, well, if there's no rehabilitation possible for these criminals, what's your solution? But even if we
good question.
well, hold on, let me finish, right? Because there are solutions out there. People have proposed different types of, and a lot of that comes with social care, education. There are drug court. There's lots of different things you could do with criminals. Obviously, there are extenuating circumstances like violent criminals. Obviously, you don't want to have in the streets for the rest of us. But the point I'm trying to make is, even though there might be alternative practices and ideas towards these broken fundamental systems, the government in place do not want them to change. So it's irrelevant. So your issue with these criminals, yes, they aren't being rehabilitated, but it's an issue that you're having with our country's government as a whole.
I see what you mean. Well, you know what? Then it's very hard to say then, because again, this may not be popular, but I have no interest in being around someone who's done the please get away from me. I don't care how nice you are. I don't care how rehab you are. I don't care what your circumstances were or are. I think it's better if you away from me.
It's funny you say that, because that's typically what the thought process is that it should be harsher sentences for violent offenders, and then lighter sentences for like lighter sentences that focus more on rehabilitative social work in favor of harsh prison sentences, whereas harsher prison sentences for violent offenders. So people that are suffering from drug addiction, they are thieves with no victims. There are ways to introduce them into like classes and programs as opposed
Yeah, I
to
agree with that. That
yeah.
sounds.
And I think there's some at least good dialogue that could be had there at the bare
Right.
minimum.
I mean, can you imagine rehabbing a third-degree sex offender? How does that work?
There is
How
none.
does that work? Exactly. Like, how? Look, even and by the way, he failed to register like for years. They only found out when he got caught. That means he was walking around children, a third-degree sex offender walking around kids. Come on, government. Like, this is what I mean. Like, this is where I don't compute. That's why I don't understand.
I thought they weren't allowed to be around children. Isn't that like part of their?
Exactly. That's why they have to report. But he did not report, and then they didn't catch it for years until even when he got let go on parole. They didn't catch that. I'm like, how does that get missed?
Yeah, how is there not a system in place where at least people doesn't report and we aren't sending somebody to go after them?
Like,
interesting. Yeah.
Oh.
And yet we got people doing life sentences for marijuana, and people are banging down doors for like dog tags and like
I know. I
dumb.
know. I saw dog tags. Dog tags, really, government.
Yeah.
All right.
You got meter maids that are spending 24 hours a night paying parking tickets. It's so dumb.
Oh, my binoculars are too far away. Yeah, they're like this. The meter maid looking at the binoculars.
You need to get like a lampshade for when we start throwing shade, and you can just like start throwing shades out. On Vic Comedy. Am I playing this right where we paused?
So we're going now to the next banner. I think we should go to the missed details. So I divulged a lot of the stuff already, but not all of it, because I think this would make more sense to when we get to the banner 5, which is I'm going to tell you exactly what happened to that girl. Oh, missed details. It's always the missed details. This is what, like, I've been called nosy all my life, and because I've been called nosy all my life.
It always is the missed details that'll get you.
Yeah, it's always the missed details that will get you. So let's play this first part. And this is the morning. If you look at the clock here, this is the morning of at 6:58 a.m. Now remember, he told us that she woke up at 8 in the morning. All right.
Oh,
and
I better not see his fat ass stumbling into a Walmart. I'll be fucking angry.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Go ahead and press play.
Here we fucking go.
What do we have here right now?
It is
You motherfucker.
One of the general entrances to the business. Camera views. It's 6:59 a.m. right now. We see the defendant standing near 2 other people in line.
Oh shit. Okay, sorry. This Walmart isn't even open yet.
Not open.
He's been sitting and waiting for this Walmart to open because he's got a very active problem he has to fucking deal with.
A very active problem. Correct. Very active problem. Funny. You're like, yeah, there's a real problem. Yeah.
It's bad seeing him on here, but the fact that he was sitting here waiting speaks fucking louder than him while just going to Walmart.
Okay.
Okay. I know that we're not showing all views, but when he got there originally, was he able to get into the store?
No, he approached the store at approximately 6:51, went to both general entrances and returned back to his vehicle and left.
And then did he come back into the parking lot?
He did.
Okay. And what time would he headed back into the parking lot?
At approximately 6:58.
All right. So then is this the second time that he's approached the doors to enter the business?
It is.
All right.
Go ahead and pause it. So as you heard it, he tried to enter the business multiple times, multiple entrances. So not only was Walmart closed, he was like, I don't care if you're closed. There must be an open door somewhere. He was really in a hurry to do what he needed to do, to the point where he didn't care if the store were open or closed. Remember, the time here is important because 6:59, and he told everybody who would listen, she woke up at 8. That girl was long dead.
Yeah.
before 6:59. And
I'm really curious to see what his explanation would be for being here at 7 when you're
totally
saying,
get there.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
totally get there. As you get ready to the next segment here of the next part of the clip, I want you to pay attention to in his demeanor, how he's walking throughout the store. I want you to pay attention also to the pace of his walk. And it is very determined, it's very purposeful, because when I go to the store, and I go to the store 1,000 times, really, I still don't know where the beans are. I don't know where the milk is.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think it's somewhere. So this
So
guy,
true. Especially in a Walmart, I go in to buy batteries, and before
I don't know. I don't know
I've
where
got
everything
like
is.
I got a stuffed rabbit. I've got 2 T-shirts. Walmart's the worst for that, man. You go in for one thing, you have with the whole cart. I'm so bad.
Exactly. I don't know where anything is. But go ahead and press play.
Real quick though, do you guys do that in the chat too? Do you go to Target for one thing and walk out? Because that can't just be a me and Alistair thing.
No, I'm sure it's all of you.
They go out for coffee and they come back with like blankets and stuff you did not need. Oh my god, it's the worst. Yeah, man, me too.
Heater, portable heater one time.
It was on sale, babe. It was on
I know. No consumerism.
Has Mr. Dinkins come into view yet?
He's just now coming into view on the top part of the screen, and he has a cart with him, and he's walking over towards the cleaners section.
Okay, what was the time?
7:06.
Sorry.
What is Mr. Dinkins doing at this point in time?
He's placing 2 bottles of Clorox bleach into his cart.
What was the size of those bottles of Clorox bleach?
81 ounces each.
And were those smaller in sizes compared to the bleach that was found in the apartment of Andrea Culberson?
It was the same size.
Okay.
You say, go ahead and pause it. So,
Ms. Culberson.
Well, hold on. Before you start here, though, there's important details that, obviously we are seasoned true crime aficionados that, the common might not be picking up. The fact that he's getting 2 bleaches is speaking very much to what's going on here. Who the hell buys 2 bleaches? Nobody. Why would you buy 2 at a time? You buy 1 bleach, 1 goes empty, you buy another one. That's not how people shop. Especially to go to Walmart. That's the first thing he's gone is. So he's okay. The first thing you get in a grocery store, right? It's what you're there for. It's what you came for. It's the mission. We even talked about before we came here is how we get sidetracked by all this other stuff. But he beelined it for the bleach and then bought 2.
He ran with the thing. He might as well just be running. He was just not looking left or right. Sometimes you take your time because if you're gonna have
even more so, just to expand upon this a little bit, because I watch so much of this, I'm able to decipher all of this in just very small details. The fact that we saw him earlier, right, and he's not giving the police his phone because he knows that he's got text messages that he's deleted that they can retrieve from the computer shows that he's seasoned a little bit in true crime tactics, so he knows they can get the text messages from his phone. And bleach is a very specific chemical that's used for hiding against luminol, which is a very specific chemical used for searching for blood. It's basically the only chemical that can be used to hide blood against luminol, and it's used in only situations to clean up blood in which you're afraid the police are going to come in after the fact, spray the luminol, and find traces of biological evidence.
That's right. And also, he picked up that big cart because he was too lazy to carry those 2 bottles in his hands. I'm just saying he could have used a little bit more exercise there. Come on. It was so... that was one part that I found so disrespectful. I know it might sound very trivial, but
is that all he's getting? Is the 2 bleaches?
That's all he's getting.
Oh,
I know it might sound very trivial, but
even just to cover your own tracks, get a couple of things. Oh my god.
Yeah, there
I
was
wonder if
there
he,
was
he
there was
had
already a
to have
lack of
paid in
respect for
cash,
the
right?
kid. Yeah, yeah, he paid cash for it. You got it. Yeah, you got it. Go ahead and play the next segment. He pays cash for it.
Okay, is that next, or do I need to jump
that's
ahead here?
that's the next part of that video, which is 14 minutes until 15 minutes and 6 seconds, where we do see him paying cash for it. And as you all know, he pays cash for it because he
I
doesn't
didn't
want
have
a
that.
money trail, but he's too
What
stupid.
what's the
It's
timestamp? Because I don't have that one.
right there, right there. Yeah, he's too stupid to realize that look, there's cameras. Gotcha, gotcha. Pay, whether you pay cash or not.
For a written record, what is Mr. Dinkins doing?
He has scanned one bottle of bleach, but from the receipt, we can tell that he scans it twice to pay for 2 bottles
And then how does he pay for it?
with cash.
And is that consistent with what we?
Cash is king, baby.
Cash is king. To his defense here, he was trying to hide his trail, but clearly he didn't look enough true crime to understand that this camera is everywhere. This camera is everywhere, not just in stores, not just in the Walmart. There's cameras down the street. Wherever there's a red light, there's a camera. It's so difficult to get away with anything these days.
Yeah.
Before we get into the next banner, because then I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. And before we get to the next banner, let me reiterate a little bit what he said. He said he was minding his own business, sleeping, woke up, didn't see the kid, went to get some
Wait,
cigarettes.
you had one more. You had Henry Dinkins speaks you wanted to do.
Oh yeah. Don't put that yet. But let me just tell you a little bit what happened. As to what he said happened. Pretty much, long story short, like I don't know. I woke up, she wasn't there, and then my girlfriend was like, "Where's my kid? Where's the kid?" He's like, "I don't know. Relax." And found out that she was missing. He called the mother. Your daughter is missing. The mother is like, "What are you talking about?" He called the cops. According to him, he called everybody he could call, and they went out and they started looking. He couldn't tell anybody not only his phone number, his address, but he couldn't tell anybody where he looked. Fine, you don't know your phone address, you don't know where you live, but where did you look? Where did you go? Show me where you went. He couldn't even do that.
He looked at the Walmart in the bleach aisle.
Well, that's from the cameras because everybody knows it. But in terms of my child is missing, okay, where did you go? I don't know. Is insane. So before I tell you about what really happened, let's listen to what he said. Listen to him speak about the daughter he says is his. Go ahead and press play.
Oh boy.
Together.
Analysis, and that's
Make sure the sound, the volume.
Consider when it's sentencing someone that this should be a concurrent sentence instead of a consecutive sentence. This sentence is, like I said, non-discretionary. It's told to us by the legislature that it's one of those crimes or two of those crimes that when they occur, that they check all the boxes that we take away someone's liberty for the rest of their life. This is the worst sentence you can get in Iowa. So we would ask the court to sentence him to 2 life terms, run them concurrent. As far as the
Is this what you wanted? Alistair?
Sorry. No, it's okay. It's okay. No, go play for it. Play it. It's fine.
Okay.
Restitution. Mr. Dinkins, of course, has to pay restitution. We just received the motion on the crime victim assistance today. Haven't had much of a chance to review that. What I'd suggest is that we hold that open until they file their other request and then give us a period of time to object. If we don't object, that would be entered without further order. And that's all I have to say, Your Honor. Thank you.
Pause that.
Do you wish to address the?
Pause that.
Wait, I
quickly.
thought we were going to hear from him. Hang on, I want to hear what he has to say. Where is that?
It's if you look at the timer, right? If you look at the tracker, 15 minutes and 15 minutes and 27 minutes, but it's okay. Because this part is also important. Because pretty much, if you look at his demeanor, right? So this lawyer is trying to vouch for him and say, "Hey, please don't punish him so hard." And this is after he was found guilty. His demeanor, he looked bored and uninterested.
Yeah.
And then let's listen to what he says.
What are you supposed to do when you're told you can't even speak in court, especially when you see and know something ain't right? Logistically, it's like having a gag order, which prevents you from addressing the court with any of the issues. What if your issues are with the judge, the prosecutor, or the attorney? You are not allowed to put anything on record at any time of these issues during the court proceedings, unless it's asked the question.
We know from fucking Tara Brooks that is not fucking true. You can get basically anything on that record you fucking want to. Shut the fuck up.
No.
Sorry. That's a cop out.
Of the judge, the prosecutor, or your attorney. What happened to the rights of freedom of speech if a person addressed a matter to the court in the proper proceedings? Even if it's in the same spectrum as if your attorney or your prosecutor are addressing the courts or any issues. Your Honor, may I speak to the courts? There are so many various issues people might have at different times of the court proceedings. I believe these issues could be, I believe if these issues could be resolved between client and counsel, then there wouldn't be a problem, but that's not always the case. I'm only going to speak right now because this is my only opportunity to address the court during the closing of this trial, which is kind of too late for me. Even if you do ask your attorney to ask certain questions, sometimes things don't get done.
Okay, I have to pause here because I'm gonna fucking explode. Okay, so he's taking his opportunity to talk, and he's not addressing the fact that he's been charged with murder, the fact that his fucking stepdaughter that he supposedly fucking cares about has been murdered. He's not gonna address the fact that everybody in the nation thinks that he's fucking murdered this girl, and according to you, you've been fucking falsely accused. He's basically taking like the Amber Heard approach, right? It's like the celebrity who has clearly done wrong, and they want to take like the publicist opportunity to do an interview, but then they hide behind the facade of, oh, I can't talk about that because there's legal fees going on. Like, that's fucking bullshit. They don't fucking talk. Like, if you're going to come in here and jump onto an interview and address what everybody wants to talk about and you want to talk, then talk. And talk about what you want to fucking say. Don't say, okay, give me the opportunity to talk just to say, oh, I'm being fucking silenced. Then be silenced. Oh.
That's right. That you're exactly right. That's exactly what he's doing. He's having a little pity party, but it's a very specific pity party. He's weaponizing something that I think should never be weaponized. Let's finish this and I'll tell you.
I have a speech that I would like to address the courts with if the judge allowed me the opportunity to say the following. Let me address the facts about everything regarding my case. First, I want to know if I can quote case numbers or just saying the same, either or would be fine to me. Where is the justice in the judicial system, and how do you beat a system that is against you that's not playing fair? When I was in Clinton County Jail, I remember 2 detectives coming to charge me with this case. I remember the female detective saying, we're going to make you look like a monster when this is over. That statement was made during my initial report. Who is they? That's the $1 million question that will arise a little later further in this reading. I'm only going to speak facts. To be honest, I was already found guilty before this case and trial already began.
It's facts.
I can see it as racial profiling behind my background. I'm saying this because how everything played out from the beginning all the way up to now. I contemplated over the moves that the state used to hinder my character to fit their benefits. First, they blast my name widespread coverage, negatively nonstop on the news, in the papers, and all over social media, and even on posters. This made me vulnerable towards animosity towards the public and guaranteed people to have a bad image of.
Oh, I have to fucking stop again. I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking explode my goddamn seat. Oh, the fact that the media is painting you in that fucking light is because you've done nothing to fucking counteract the fact that they're doing it. Oh, I can't stand these people. I'm sorry. I'm gonna. I hate it so fucking much. Like, you're gonna sit here and fucking pity party and paint everybody else out like they're the fucking worst person in the fucking world and not even address the fact that you're being fucking charged with murdering your stepdaughter. It's fucking asinine. Like, think about, I would be screaming at the top of my fucking lungs. This is unfair. This is unjust, but it's the system. Look at them. They're trying to get me.
That's exactly what you say. You're trying to get me. Yeah. It's all about him. Go ahead. I love that term. How dare you?
So if I chose a jury trial, this pretty much polluted their thoughts about the type of person they wanted to image me as. And all
Image.
this went global for their support. Now I'm guaranteed not to get a fair jury selection for trial. And even if I chose a bench trial, it would be sealed with a guilty verdict. So where is the equal liberty and justice in the system when you're being railroaded by the police, the detectives, and others working hand in hand? It really don't take no rocket scientist to see.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know I keep pausing, but do you see how many terms we are seeing like parallel? Like he's using the exact phrases that Daryl was using. You know, there's a system against me. The media, the media, the media. I'm being railroaded. It's facts. They're painting me out to be a monster. Like we are literally verbatim getting the same exact fucking script, beat for beat for beat of exactly what he fucking did.
Yep. He used a very specific keyword. He says image me as. Image me as. That's unusually, but it's quite specific that he used. But I'll talk more as to why he used that, because it's not for no reason. He used image me as opposed to.
I'm sorry to pause on you here.
Oh, it's okay.
See through this magnetic picture. Through these series of events, I know I've been railroaded. So either way, the state had the odds in their favor. The state produced 900 exhibits offered into evidence. I can honestly say I've only seen 35 exhibits before this trial, but I was given 665 exhibits during trial to have for my records. I never had the opportunity to look over 90% of any of this for preparation for trial, but this includes footages as well. So this is what the courts had to offer me. All this was new to me during trial, but I believe the 700 exhibits offered was the shortcut. I believe there are others that the state didn't provide, allowing the defendant preparation for trial by deception or
Pause.
By deception. So once again,
wait, before you start, he's been talking now for what? About a solid 5 minutes, right? We haven't heard him mention the girl.
No, not once. It's been all about how he's been wrong, but wrong in a specific way. How he's being wrong by the system who is imaging him as. And he used an example of the officer in the jail who says, we're going to make you look. He's using the social media. He's using every outlet that he's being pictured and imaged as. This is an inner window to racial injustice with our criminal justice system. And that's why I think this is a situation where he's weaponizing something that should never be weaponized, because it's minimizing the real cases when that happens. Now, he is about to go into a stir. But the reason why he goes into a stir is because he is stuttering. I don't have to tell you that this guy is a narcissist. And one of their tricks is that they're not secure. They're naturally insecure. When they start entering a realm where they know they don't really master, they fumble. And when they fumble, the image crack. We're about to see a crack in his image that he's going to react to it. Press play. Look what happens.
And where is the equal injustice in the judicial system when you're told you can't speak, especially when you see the state ain't playing fair? I do remember being transferred from Davenport to Clinton County Jail behind the bad publicized coverage. I remember a couple of things taking place while I was being there. First, I asked for a change of venue behind the negative news. I also made the comment, man, they're never going to find it because it's been quite some time. As the time progressed, that even made it even slimmer. I also was going to represent myself because all the attorneys that the state was providing wasn't doing nothing in my case.
Shocking.
So I just wasn't about to do nothing as well. So I at least was going to try to attempt pro se.
Okay, I had to pause there because I want to address what you're talking about. We heard the voice crack, right? And I want to touch base on what you just referred to, right? Because we saw it with Daryl a little bit. Now I'm making these parallels very deliberately because we're seeing so many of the similarities between the two, and I think there are definitely overlapping themes between both of these trials, particularly in these narcissistic personality disorder.
Mm-hmm.
When we saw Daryl get into,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, in a realm where he didn't feel overly confident, like he wasn't in absolute control,
Mm-hmm.
the panic would set in. And his
Mm-hmm.
go-to reaction for the panic was anger. It was acting out. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you saw him delay, act out, you know, interrupt, whatever it was. But now we're seeing kind of the antithesis of this, where he's melting, like physically and metaphorically in front of us. He's falling apart. His speech is, he can't even really talk anymore, but he's in his own brain, emotionally collapsing.
That's the perfect word. He has collapsed. The message that he intended to send fell flat because at that particular moment, when it's starting to get into factual things, that's something he couldn't really master, and his emotional state had the best of him, and that's why he's fumbling. That's why he seems like he's crying. But those tears is not because of the circumstances that you see here. The tears,
it's for him.
It's not even just for him. It's his fight and flight. So when you have a high level of cortisol, a level where your body does not like it, you cry. It would happen to you. It will happen to me. You can cry or you can sweat it out. Your body will find a way to get rid of it. In this particular instance, it's tears. To give you an example of how it might feel, you know how sometimes like you like let's say you're explaining a story to someone. Oh my God, I went to the store and someone insulted me. You're okay and comfortable, and then at some point you can't even. You start shaking and trembling, and maybe you start crying. Whether
we literally just saw it. You know, I did it like 5 minutes ago, where I had to, you know, I was shaking in my fucking chair, and I got to the point where I had to like physically explode. But
exactly.
I think there's another facet to this, and I don't know how layered this is, but I think at a certain extent, as he's reading this little prepared speech, he's realizing that it's falling flat. Part of this is he's coming to the realization that it is pouring over him in this, you know, in real time as we're watching, that he's fucked. Like, this is not working. He's not getting out of this. Even his last ditch effort of just like Daryl, this Hail Mary pass of the system's rigged, I didn't get a fair shot, you know, appeal. Even that is falling flat at his feet, and you know it's crumbling him. Like
that's what it is. So he didn't even believe his own story, and because it was rooted in lies to begin with, and so he was unsure, and so that moment where he got really nervous is just surge and spike, because the tears, we're not going to play the whole video, they don't really come down, and when he gives up, when he stopped talking, he goes right back to this I don't give a crap attitude. So the tears are no longer lasting. To me, it tells me they were not tears for his daughter. There was tears for the moment, and it's very small moment here. If you go ahead and press play again, you'll see
we haven't even heard him mention the daughter. Like, how could it be tears?
He doesn't.
She hasn't even come up.
She's not
even in his fucking brain at this point.
No,
like it's literally so much all about him.
Yeah.
In the case where he's being sentenced for murder, she's not even a thought for him. That's how fucked this is.
Exactly. Because in
his final speech, where he's supposed to defend himself and give his last words, the girl isn't even a thought in his brain. That's fucking crazy.
Go ahead and press play. I want you to see how quickly he just snaps right back, darling, after he's done speaking.
Actually, when I seen the judge, he made the comment saying, "I have no problem opposing this time on you. You need to reconsider your decision because you're facing some real serious charges." When I seen the look in the judge's eyes, I knew then I had to get a jury trial. But through the news press, through the news coverage and the news confirming this victim, I know I had to get a jury trial, but through the news press coverage confirming this verdict with the high profile in this murder case. So my chances of winning even with a jury trial was slim, and if you don't have the right attorney, it's even slimmer.
I was told
Go
by
ahead.
a buddy that if you have this case heard in any remote area where this is being televised, you would be found guilty. And this was by the state's own officials that uphold the laws. So once again, where's the equal liberty and justice for the system for all?
Go ahead
Which
and pause
is
it.
that
So at that moment, right, he crumbles and he goes back to, of course, making it everything about himself. Biffy, I want you to go to the minute, to the second part here, which is 34 minutes and 20 seconds, all the way up to 37 minutes and 37 seconds.
I love you with all my heart. I know everybody distorted your thoughts where you're trying to figure things out in your own head.
He's addressing his son.
You had to deal with all this abuse from those who made you lie about all these stories. I know you remember me, you and Bree counting money on the mattress up to $2,000. I was so proud of you because you was a fast learner. I know you are mad because you believe I lost your sister, but guess what? Your dad ain't mad at you behind the lies. I love you more than the lies. I know one day you will tell the truth, but even if you don't, I'll still love you regardless. Miss Culberson, I also respect your initial report.
Go ahead and
deposition, but somewhere along this course.
So at that moment, he was addressing his son because his son at the time, the little boy that we saw, was 8 years old. And when he testified against his father, he said, I saw my dad shoot my sister. And so he was addressing his son, saying, I don't blame you for, for lying on me, even though they coerce you to lie. And the reason why I wanted to point this out, because we're arriving at the end of his speech. And I say, Biffy, I don't know if I told you that, but when you write a speech, and I've written speech before, you have to put the most important thing at the beginning. People's attention span is literally like 2 seconds. So if the lower you go down the totem pole, people are going to go like this, right? And so if your goal is to send a message that you love your son, you put that at the beginning. That's the first thing you put.
He was an afterthought.
First thing you put, he put that at the end. And that's how I judge someone's authenticity when it comes to a speech. You got something to say to me? I'll listen. The first thing, okay. Second thing, and the conclusion. That gives me an idea of the importance of the hierarchy of the message you're trying to say. He doesn't love his son. If he loved his son, he wouldn't have killed the sister. If he loved his son, he would have said that to him immediately. If he loved his son, he would not have taken his son to be privy to this murder. I don't have to say alleged, he was found guilty. And that is the massive tragedy.
If he had loved his son, he wouldn't have put him in a position where he had to have testified against his own father, because that's going to create its own its own trauma against his son to begin with. He's putting his own needs before his kids, and it's indicative here of his own motivations here in this trial, and probably why he killed the girl to begin with.
Exactly. And, to go back to what Elena Hernandez said at the beginning, like, hold on, the boy is hiding something. If you remember at the beginning of the interrogation, the boy came out with his father to address the mother and the police, and the boy was chatty because the father told the boy, this is what you're going to say. And he listened to his dad. But when they turned to the mom, he couldn't keep up the appearance, and he just kept quiet.
Yeah. Well, he also hadn't talked to her beforehand to come up with a story. You know what I mean? So she's not in on this. I can only imagine a little kid like that when mom gets him alone and she's going, "What really happened?" You know what I mean? I would crumble. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now,
so hold on before you continue here, because we're about to get into the summary. What other damning evidence do we have against him? Like, obviously, we have the son giving the firsthand account that the son physically saw him.
So the son gave the details of because they drove around. So the son was saying, helped find like where they went, because they found the remains. They found the remains of the girl, and it was with the help of the testimony of the kid to commemorate a few things here and there. The car, the location, where they drove. Remember the video we saw at Walmart? The son was in the car.
Wow.
Right. So while he parked the car, the son was in the car, and he went and tried to get into Walmart and buy bleach.
Yeah, he really doesn't love his son, so he made his son an accomplice to a murder of his sister.
Pretty much. And so why did he take the son? Why didn't he just leave the son home? Nobody will know, but I have a speculation. Because back home was the girlfriend, because they were sleeping over at the girlfriend's home. So, I mean, it's wild. It's wild. When you're ready, I can tell you exactly what happened.
He probably thinks he can control the son too, you know, like I can make him say what I want, you know.
He was using his son for his alibi. You got it, Beefy. I mean, this is what I think, but yeah, I think he took his son to create an alibi. I went out with it. If he was caught, I went out with my son for a drive. Tell him he went for a drive. Yeah, he would tell you I went out for a drive.
So yeah, I'm waiting with bated breath here to hear the timeline of this. You know, you're gonna give us our summation of the case. I'm waited with bated breath. So
bated breath. Can I, before we go to bated breath, can I tell you a little bit what my brain, when someone used the word baited, you know what my brain goes to?
Fishing?
Okay, don't laugh at me so hard. But when someone says bated breath, this is what I picture. Bated breath. Like, it's stupid. But that's why I'm laughing, because in my mind I'm picturing you whispering to me. I don't know why. Bated breath. Like, what the hell? Anyway, that's in my mind.
Oh,
my mind is weird.
Breath, baby. Expensive money. Can I do the ASMR now?
Breath, baby. Don't judge me too hard, okay? All right.
No
So
judgment.
here's what happened. So it was a regular day, and the Breasia was supposed to go hang out with her stepbrother. And Breasia is an interactive girl. She's proactive girl. She loves TikToks. She's creative, and she's a rule follower. And she loves her mom. And mom is like, "You're gonna go spend time with your stepbrother, all right? Okay, mom." So she goes, and they spend the day together, and they play video games and do what little kids do. And then night times arrive. Breasia and her stepbrother are fed dinner, they're changed, they shower, and they get ready for bed. Breasia goes to bed first, and she sleeps in the bedroom. Then the girlfriend of the father lays down in the air mattress in the living room. Not go to sleep yet, she just lays down. Then Breasia's brother goes to bed as well in the bedroom. The father, Henry, was still awake sitting down on the couch. And this is recollected by the girlfriend of Henry. And when she fell asleep, the last thing she remembers is Henry on the couch watching TV. The girlfriend is a heavy sleeper. And she snores, darling, and she's very heavy. You could do cartwheels, you don't hear anything. But one thing happened is that at 3 a.m., she wakes up to use the bathroom. And instantly, and I think I've done that. I think it's side effect of being, I don't know, with siblings. But when I wake up, I go and check a few things. Is the dog still here? Is my kid still here? Is Chris still here? I still kind of do a little something here and there. So the girlfriend did that. She woke up at 3 a.m. to use the bathroom. And in the process of doing that, she goes and looks in the bedroom and be like, wait a minute, where's my man? And where's the daughter of my man? I don't see anybody. Where did he go? So she goes into the bedroom. She sees that Breasia is missing. She looks at the couch. She looks at her bed. Where's my man? All right, maybe let me go to the bathroom and I come back out and sort this out. She goes to the bathroom, does a bathroom thing, comes back out, puts on her glasses, thinking maybe she's seeing things. She puts on her glasses and she's like, okay, clearly my man is not here. And clearly a kid is missing at 3 a.m. What do you think she did?
Oh, that's the text. That's the text.
Not yet. So she's like, where the hell? What happened? Where did they go? What's going on? And so as she's frantic around, looking around, she notices that by the window that Breasia is waiting by the car. In the same breath, Henry comes back to the house, but he tiptoes. So she's awake, she's frantic, and she's looking for people. And then she hears noises of someone trying to sneak back into the house. And she's like, oh, Henry. Oh, hi. Okay. What's going on? What's happening? It's like, Henry's not talking. Henry's not saying anything. Henry's acting very weird. Where's Breasia? Where's Breasia? She looks by the window. Breasia is downstairs waiting in the car. Henry grabs the bag. Okay, like, Henry, tell me what's going on, and leaves. But he forgets his phone. So she goes, okay, well, Henry, you forgot your phone. Here. Gives the phones to Henry. Henry gets into the car, drives away with Breasia.
And she's alive.
And she's alive. What do you think so far?
So definitely different than I anticipated. How was he able to keep the girlfriend silent for so long?
So that's a very good question, and I think it's because he has a temperament. I think if someone has the room to be fully expressive without any repercussions, they would voice their opinion.
She's stuck in the cycle of abuse, whether emotional or
There's
physical.
something there preventing her from really speaking out, because she gave a testimony and she's like, what is going on? She feels something is wrong, but yet something is preventing her from really putting her foot down.
Obviously, the detail of her giving him the phone is going to become apparent for, it's going to ping probably near the body, but the attempt to leave the phone almost speaks more than her giving it to him. Like, he's purposely trying to
giving it to her.
Yeah,
right.
Trying to leave the phone so it can't be traced back to where. So this wasn't
Actually,
just an accident.
Wait. I made a mistake. I'm sorry.
Thing.
I totally made a mistake. No, the first time when he left with Breasia, he didn't take his phone. He didn't take his phone. I'm sorry. It's when he came back. So he leaves with Breasia. She's like, where are you going? He doesn't say anything, and he leaves back to the car. He drives away. He comes back, and when he comes back up to pick up his son. Sorry, I made a mistake. So he comes back up to pick up his son and grabs some clothes and the duffel bag, and then he goes back downstairs with his son. And that's when she realizes, hey, you forgot your phone. Take your phone. And when she goes downstairs to give his phone, she realizes that she sees her son, she sees the son, she sees Henry, but she does not see Breasia. Right. And that's a key important note here, because he left at 3 a.m. with Breasia, came back without her, came back to pick up the son. And when she went downstairs, she realized, where's Breasia? And that's when the piece of the puzzle comes in, because what happened next is that he went to Walmart and bought the bleach. And then he drove to eventually the location where he dumped Breasia. And she was shot 3 times with a GUN, shot in the face, 2 times in the chest.
Okay, hang on, because I'm getting a little mixed up on the timeline
Yeah.
here. So he leaves at 3 a.m. with Breasia, and the son is home.
Right, the son is sleeping.
So theoretically, this is when he's going to murder Breasia, is when he drives away with Breasia alone in the car. But didn't the son say, I saw my daddy shoot Breasia?
Yeah. Well, correct. So he comes back, picks up the son, and this is where he must have killed her first and then shot her 2 times after she was already dead.
Wow. Weird.
Yeah. There was complete disdain and hate for this girl. He did not like Breasia at all. Even when they saw the corpse, they couldn't find all of it. And they were.
He not only dumped the body, he dismembered her.
He desecrated. Well, he didn't dismember her. I think because it's swampy. It was.
Hey, Christine. By the way, sorry, Christine.
Hi, Christine.
She's one of our VIPs. I had to say hello. So where did the bleach come into play? Like, where was the police theorizing the crime scene was? So they probably found large amounts of this bleach, right?
Actually, the body was found by the lake, by the bottom of the lake. It's at the bottom. So the water receded, and that's how they saw bits and pieces of the body. So,
but where did the dismemberment take place?
There was no dismemberment. The body parts were from natural decomposition. It wasn't.
So what was the purpose of the bleach then?
Probably to clean out his car.
Okay, interesting.
Probably to clean out his car, but he did actively try to hide the body because he went around. Because on top of the torso that they found, on top of the remains that they found, there were branches that were purposely cut in specific ways and placed in specific ways, kind of to hide the body.
At the bottom of a lake?
No, so it's a swampy area. Water rises, water drops, and they were able to find the body when the water level were low.
Interesting.
Yeah. He didn't dump her in the water. It
Yeah,
was,
it's like a marsh. It's like a marshy area.
it's like yeah, you got it. And so when because they did a crazy search, and so I believe what happened was, if the water went down because of the season, or the water went down because of, I don't know, global warming. I have no idea why.
Wait a minute, wait, hold on, because there's a part of this I'm just realizing now.
Tell me.
So he had an opportunity to not involve his son, and he doubles back and purposefully includes him.
Correct.
He goes back and says, "I've just killed your sister. You need to come not only see
No,
this,
he
but
didn't say
you're
it.
going to be in." I know. I'm just saying. This is going through his head. I'm going to involve you in this by not only shooting her again, but making sure you're seeing me shoot her.
Right. And he came back at a specific time. Let me see if I wrote this down.
Question for you.
He came back at 7. He came back at 3 foot, like half an hour later or an hour later. I'm not 100% sure on this one time he came back, but he came back relatively quick. And then he picked up his son, and he picked up change of clothes and duffel bags. And then he did what he did. He drove to the Walmart, bought the bleach, drove around, did a whole bunch of stuff with the son in the car. There was a part where he went and he hung out with some people and fished. That's just semantics to just create an alibi. No, because there was a lot of stuff in between that the son was questioned about. Sorry, questioned about, but that happened after he went and disposed or did what he did with the body.
Wow, so he's got his son, and they're yucking it up with a couple of buddies fishing after he's murdered the kid's sister.
After he's murdered his
How
sister.
that kid was able to hold it together, I'll have no idea.
Yeah.
But so what was the text message she was?
I don't think the father knew that the son was aware. I don't think the father knew that the son saw him shoot her. I don't think he was aware. I don't think so.
Why go back and go get him? Like, that's the fucking weird part.
The
alibi, right? Like they said, the alibi. Yeah.
I think it's to build the alibi. I think it's to create something. But either way, the level of disrespect for the body, for an innocent child. If you go back to the interrogation, where he said that him and the mother had communication problems, especially related to the boy, the man that she used to deal with, it's very specific. It's almost like
that's the motivation. Yeah, the real part of this is there are actually 2 crimes and 2 victims, because him involving the son was, based on what you're telling us, a deliberate choice in the matter. Like, he had an opportunity to leave the son at home. You're not involved. You don't need to know about the, I'm going to risk myself getting caught as to not expose you to the trauma of you being exposed to the death of your sister, but instead willingly involving him, probably like we're saying, in an effort for self-preservation.
Self-preservation, because that's all they care about. That's all they care about. And to even make things even more gross, let me tell you this. So, because he went and he paid cash for the bleach, right? He was not working. And I believe the mother and the girlfriend was subsidizing his lifestyle. So not only did he kill his stepdaughter,
mom paid for the cleanup.
Exactly. The money came from another sources, not from him. Like, it's just insult after insult after insult. Yeah. And not only that, like, you have the audacity to use a cart to buy the bleach. I know it sounds ridiculous that I'm harping on that.
I like that. I like that we're not only picking and prodding at this guy's alibi and the investigatory, but we're like piling on his character and his qualities as a person. He couldn't even carry
like, really, you take a big cart. Like, it just shows how, like, he doesn't like this. Whatever. Like, what, a cart for 2 bleach cartons? Maybe get like one of those baskets. Do you understand what I'm saying? I know it sounds silly, but when I look at that, my brain
it's type of an overall pattern, right? Like, you even see with the domestic relationship with his girlfriend, he's not willing to work hard to maintain that relationship. He just controls her, he abuses her, and then same thing with trying to cover up the crime, right? I'm not going to take the extra steps to
yeah,
try and
another thing-
not involve my kid. Just come on, little buddy. Who cares? You know, fuck the
I know.
consequences of how this might affect you. I need you right now for the alibi.
I know.
It's just fat, pathetic loser. And then even like his whole victim spiel at the end there, like he's not willing to do the research, be his own attorney. You know, he's just going to sit there at the very end of it all and just claim this guy fucked it up. The state screwed me. I didn't get a fair shake. Just lazy, lazy, lazy. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. I'm a victim.
Yeah.
Yet meanwhile, taking all these victims in your wake and destroying everything around you, right? Like the whole world is against him, yet at the same time, he has so little consideration for anybody else that he's creating trauma and crimes in the wake of his laziness. It's pathetic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we know what happens. Let's discuss our thoughts on this whole thing as we get into our final thoughts here. So
I have a question from the final thought. Go.
The final thought.
Okay. I'll go straight with the question, then I'll give you a little something else. So the question is that do you think, oh God, it's going to come out wrong. Please forgive me. Don't throw tomatoes. I'll dodge them. Don't throw onions. I'll dodge those too. Do you think that Breasia's mother should have known better than to send her daughter at a sex offender's home?
Yes.
Okay. Wait. Now I'm going to add one more piece to the puzzle. Do you think she should have known better to send her daughter at the sex offender home, but that particular person has a history of being aggressive towards her?
Yeah, it doesn't help.
Okay.
In her defense, she has
no,
a
wait,
child.
Wait. There's one more.
Sorry.
Which is going to be to her defense. Okay. To her defense, this was the first time, okay, because she was too tired of working. She was like, oh my God, I could use a break. Sure. Now, does that change your initial opinion? For me, it does.
Yeah.
For me, it does.
I have a bleeding heart for an overworked single mother that just needs a fucking break. And like I was about to say, there is a layer of this, not to excuse it, but to explain possibly her thought process. She has a child with this man, and for all we know, granted some of the evidence points otherwise, he could be a great dad to that kid.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my garden's being watered. If you hear some noises, it's my special pump that takes excess water.
Oh, perfect. Even so, as much as I said, I can understand why she might have done that. I still cannot justify it in any means. Yeah, like Katie said, in my sentiments too. I don't have kids. I do have dogs, and I take care of them with the utmost care, as if they are precious lives, worthy who cannot take care of themselves, and thus, because it is on me to give them their quality of life, because it is on me, I owe them the best that I can possibly provide for them.
Right.
And I feel like as parents, we have the obligation to do that for our kids. Do I think in effort to give young Breasia the best life she could possibly have, sending her to a sex offender's house because you quote unquote need a break is giving her the best quality of life she can possibly do? No, I don't think that is in service of that narrative.
So to answer quickly, Lucy, yes, the mother knew exactly of the history of the sex offending. She knew. Katie did it too. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. And parents need some sleep. But listen, in the same breath, I'm gonna share. I think I've told you guys that, but at the very beginning, when Olympia was not sleeping at all, we were so sleep deprived. We were delirious. Me and Chris were delirious, and we almost burned the house down. I don't know if I tell you this. Did I tell you this? Because we had the fire on, but we forgot it was on. The alarm was ringing. Everybody was ringing, and we were awake, but we didn't hear it. And I swear, we were like, I swear, it's fire. We didn't hear it. I mean, it was ringing. Our brain didn't process it. And then it was when I went to the kitchen, I was like, it smells funny.
Look,
that's when I was like, oh my God, we almost died. But that's the only time where the sleep deprivation was so severe. I didn't even think that was possible, to be so sleep deprived that I couldn't even realize my house was burning. So this is why I was like, I don't know what to think, because maybe she was so overworked, so tired that she was not thinking correctly.
Yeah. There are other options. I mean, she could have gotten a babysitter. There are definitely, I'm sure there's other family involved. She could have said to the husband, "Hey, I need a light off." There's other stuff.
I love you guys. Look at those comments. I can't breathe. It's hot already. I'm laughing too much. Yeah, look at that. Look. Christine.
Which comment? We've all done it? Is that what you're saying?
Like burning the house down. Yeah, we've all done it. And then it's like, no, and no. And Elena, something's definitely wrong with the mother. You guys are so funny. Oh my God. Yeah, and you know what?
Okay, I don't think he did have legal visitation, because he wasn't registered as a sex offender, so he must have had a warrant out, one would assume, right?
Yes, there was. Oh wait, no, there was not. There was not. I'm mad about the government about that. There was not. There was. They were. This is how they were. Oh, look at that. He's never registered. Oh well, that's how they was.
Do you know? Did he have legal visitation with the son?
No, he did not.
Okay. Yeah. So the mom, she's not responsible for the murder, but it's
it was not the right choices.
Yeah. I would feel guilty for sure if I did this.
Damn it. I want to say something, but it's gonna be so offensive. Please forgive me, okay? Please forgive me, but I'm about to say something that might be offensive. So what's up, baby? How are you? Hi, I'm good. Yo, I'm a sex offender. Oh, you are? Okay, great. Like, at what point do you go, excuse me? Get out of my face. Like, this is, please don't be mad or offended, but how do we get from, I know you're a sex offender, to I'm pregnant, I have a baby by you? How does that even happen?
Yeah.
This is me. And I don't like criminals that much.
I don't think that's a high profile take. Like how these people, they become sex offenders and they become abusers for a reason. They're very, like you always mention in your videos, there's a high emotional intelligence that typically goes hand in hand with these people that have narcissistic personality
He probably
disorder.
picked them out. You're right. He probably singled her out for a specific
Yeah, she probably
reason.
has trauma or a history of violence or abuse or something. You know what I mean? She's suffering in some capacity.
Right.
If she didn't have it beforehand, she definitely has it now. I can guarantee that.
You're right. You're 100% correct. This is why I call them. This is why I say they are so dangerous, because they're very good at picking you out. Like, they're good at be like, you. They're good at it. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. You're right. And yeah, Dinkins lied like it was his job. That's right. That's right. Oh wait, that's the final thought, right?
He was a cockroach. Yeah, he's not worthy of the skin he was blessed with.
Oh, interesting take. No, I didn't. Sometimes, I'm nosy. Can you elaborate that insult for me? I'm just curious.
No, we should skin him. Fuck him.
Oh, that's what it means. Ooh, interesting.
Oh, it's not a saying. I just like fuck the guy. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't deserve anything. He doesn't deserve air. Oh no, it's not a fucking skin color thing. No, that's not what I'm trying to say.
No. I wasn't going there. No, I wasn't going there,
okay.
because I know who you are, Beefy. So my brain was not going there. No, my brain was more going into like, oh, interesting. Walk me through the intricacy of how you came to that insult, because I didn't understand the insult. I was trying to understand the insult.
Well, like, that's really all he has left, right? Like, everything has
so
been taken from him.
Oh, wow! Now you see, now it's hitting. Now it makes sense. I didn't understand. Like, what do you mean? He's not worthy of his skin. Now it makes sense, because the skin is all he has left, and he's not even worthy of that. Beefy. Yeah, now I get it. I didn't understand. I was like, what does that mean? Okay, it's a foreign thing. That's awesome. Yeah, I like that insult. I'll steal it. For people that I know.
Right. Yeah, this has been a fucking wild ride. Let me tell you, I like being on this side of the true crime story, by the way. It's fun to just kind of hear the story, and it's like a roller coaster. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of get like little pieces, and where's this going? It's a mystery. This is happening. What's gonna happen next? And I'm like doing the investigation along with y'all. It's fun. This is what it's like for you every week. I love it.
Oh my God, it's great. I sit right here in my coffee and my little dress.
Oh, not anymore, baby. This has been like our best episode. Yeah, you're taking
so glad
over
you
for
caught
at least
that.
bi-weekly anyways. I think we're gonna have to do this more often. The Alistaire show. Let us know in the comments what you guys think of Alistaire's first time handling true crime. I think you did a fucking awesome job, and this was a great episode. I love the way you told it. The interludes, we had lots of great back and forth. This was great. We make a good team.
Like well, Beefy, they know you as a squirrel, but can I say you're a white man, right? Like Ebony Ivory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ebony and Ivory. Are those real people, by the way?
I can say that. Oh, I don't know. Are they real people? Ebony Ivory?
I thought it was a pool reference.
Oh, I thought it. You know what? I thought it was a.
Because they used to make pool balls out of ebony and ivory, if I remember
idea.
right. I could be misremembering that.
I had no idea. The name.
Katie says, "Great episode. You did a great job. I agree, man. You crushed it, bro.
Thank you.
Very proud of you."
Thank you. So, look, about Ebony Ivory, I'll tell you a quick story. Back in the day, we were young and stupid. We never did it. Me and my very close friends, we were like, okay, let's be strippers. And so we actually went all the way in terms of preparation until the day of. We never showed up because we were too scared. And our name was Ebony Ivory.
Katie gives us the next story here. It's a Michael Jackson and Paul Beatles duet song.
Oh, we're so
interesting. Yeah, I didn't know.
I thought it was just a reference of two interracial people. Oh, look at that.
They definitely used to make pool balls out of ivory. I guess I maybe inserted the ebony thing. Anyways. All right. This has been fun.
Yes.
Let us know in the comments how you guys think Alistaire did this week. And buddy, can you take us home?
I will take you home, darling.
Take me home tonight. I want to let you go till you see the light.
Thank you, Christine. Christine, so funny.
Same, man. He's a very pretty man. I would watch him fold laundry too. It'd be very sexy time, laundry man.
Really?
Let's have to get like our Patreon OnlyFans episode of Alistaire folding laundry, all sensual with like ebony and ivory music in the background.
Look, listen. I say no to everything. So I'm not. I look pleasant. I am pleasant. 80. Most of the time, but those days when I say no to everything, I'm really a nightmare. I'm like, no. No. Anyway, so let me take you home. By the way, tomorrow, guys, I don't know if I can plug this in, but tomorrow I'm doing something. Wink. Katie, Casey, Christine, just stay tuned, okay?
On the Pack channel?
Oh, I didn't. Yes, on the Pack channel. I'm gonna. It's the anniversary for Pack Nation for 1 year.
And congrats, man!
Oh, thank you.
6,000 plus subs in a year. You crushed it, dude. It's an amazing year. You should be very proud of yourself.
Look, I'm very proud at the fact that okay, I'll tell you what I'm proud of really quickly. I'm proud of the fact that I didn't quit. I tell you why.
Oh no, it definitely it gets exhausting. There are definitely times where you consider giving up. Considered quitting a lot.
I tell you why I didn't quit. I was like, oh my god, because of the sleep deprivation and I'm raising a baby. But you know why I didn't quit? Oh, Beefy, I don't mean to be so sappy, because of the people who are here.
I was about to say all of them. Yeah, same thing, man. The people in the comments, the people that show up to our lives.
You're never going to see Casey again. Yeah. How about Booba? How about Kitty did it too? You really gonna let go of that? Like,
community, man. I hear you. I'm the same way.
I'm so scared, and I go, oh no, come on, just do it. How about Lucy? Just fucking do it, Alistaire. So yeah. Because there's some moments.
But yeah, quick too before we go. So not only is Alistaire doing a live tomorrow on Pack Nation, but Tuesday next week for Thanksgiving, we're taking kind of a break. Tuesday next week, we're doing a Friendsgiving special with Nasan and Brad Slabs. They're coming back, and we're going to cover the Thanksgiving family massacre. I'm going to be doing the true crime. That'll be a beefy episode, and it'll be great. You guys come and hang out. Bring your own bottles, your Thanksgiving foods. We're gonna bunch of some turkey legs and talk about Thanksgiving murder. Please show up.
Can we bring some wine as the host? Can we bring some beverage? Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Because it might not be like, it might be in a cup like this, but I might bring something. Oh my god, I'm gonna be so turned up.
Oh, I don't care. Yeah, all you guys bring your wine. We'll have a little party.
Okay. Everybody bring your wine. Bring your wine. Yes. So tomorrow will be the live on Pack Nation, and also thank you to you, Beefy.
Oh, I didn't do anything.
I know. No, you did a lot. I think I told you guys, right? If Beefy is nosy as hell, just like me, just nosy in a different way. Beefy is annoying as hell in a good way. No, in a good way. Because Beefy, if you didn't, I get lost in my own world. I have literally this much time in my life, and if you didn't show up, you know what I mean? Like I literally do the YouTube and I disappear and do something else. But you were like, "Hello, hi." I said, "Hi." Well, right?
Remember me? Talk to me. Love
Yes,
me.
that's what it was.
Man.
And I was like, "Oh, sure, why not?" But if you didn't do all that, no, because I'm so focused on other stuff. Like I'm 1, 2, 3, go. That's how my life is. It's time. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3,
That's not
go.
necessarily true. I go through waves where I'm not thinking about YouTube or whatever. I'm wrapped up in my own stuff, and you text me too. We do it for each other. It's not a complete one-way street. It's a good balance. We love this show. But we're at 2 hours, so we got to wrap it up here.
Yeah,
So
we have to go now. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Please like, subscribe, and listen. Tomorrow we'll see you again. Oh my God, stop, Alistaire. No, next Tuesday we'll see you again. And that's it, right? Beefy, anything else I want to add? That's it, right?
yeah, make sure you hop on to Alistaire's channel tomorrow for the 1-year anniversary celebration.
Tomorrow, 1 year
I'll
anniversary.
be there in the comments to drop some.
I got something
membership
planned.
money.
It's so stupid, but I got something planned. Oh, and then Christine, whatever we talked about, I don't know how. Should we do this in private? I have no idea. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay, that's it.
Make sure you guys tune in for the 1-year anniversary show. We will see you next week, guys. We love ya. Bye.
End transmission.
Thank you for watching.